Market. Let's bring in the CEO of Rastegar Capital, Ari Rastegar. Ari, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you make of the latest tariff news? We expect deadlines of August 1st. Do you expect action between now and then?
Yeah, I think it's a great move for accountability above all. And I think we can start looking at, is it for this particular nuance or that nuance? But at the end of the day, it's going to bring accountability. And that accountability, I believe, is going to lead to a better deal that's going to help the American economy in the long run.
You're in New York City. What about the possibility of the housing market in New York City and beyond with a mayor, Zohran Mamdani, potentially in the mayor's mansion?
Well, I think the way that he's been running this political campaign resembles more of running for class president in middle school, where the first thing you say is it's free pizza on Friday, and the crowd goes wild. But that's just not how it works. You know, free bus fare and subway fare. There's regulations at the state level. The MTA is governed by the state. Saying he's going to arrest foreign leaders, well, that's it's been a while since law school, but that's federal jurisdiction. So I think it's a lot of big ideas that don't seem to be based in either legal reality or an actionable reality either.
President Trump wants his Federal Reserve chairman to go. He's pushing for lower rates. Let's play the president. I'll get you to react.
He should resign immediately. We should get somebody in there that's going to lower interest rates. I think he's terrible. I think, look, we're paying, I call him too late. T-O-O, too late.
Should the Federal Reserve chairman go? Should interest rates be lower, Ari?
Absolutely. I think that I think he can go ahead and at least name who the successor is going to be, and we can starting to get better information of where it should go. I think the other side of that is the more that we talk about tariffs, that could start to increase consumer good pricings, which is inflationary. So I think the risk is the more that we talk about tariffs, this particular chairman might go ahead and raise rates, as insane as that sounds. The market's priced at about a 20% chance of rates going up, but the more that we talk about this, the more that there's a likelihood that rates actually go up more than we've talked about. So I think that it's time that we put a successor in place now and get rates down.
You're a CEO. You've got your investments and businesses in a variety of different sectors. What is your read, big picture, on the state of the U.S. economy?
Well, I'll tell you one great indicator that I love. If you look at the last U.S. Treasury auction on July 9th, the domestic bidders were the highest they've been since 2014, which means that the sentiment is pretty high. In fact, when the auction closed, the 10-year Treasury actually came down a little bit for a moment. So I think that speaks wildly to what people think about the economy. Albeit that this whole AI boom is bringing you a little more exuberance and a little more, upbeat, feel to where the economy is. So I think we should temper the enthusiasm a bit and just kind of go forward with caution. But based upon that Treasury auction, I think we're in a better situation than some of our enemies like to exaggerate.
Ari, I know you're a Texan. What are your thoughts a week after this terrible disaster in Central Texas?
I mean, it's unspeakable, honestly. All of us have so many friends that were involved in this, and it's going to take a long time to recover from the shock and to even start to rebuild. But God bless all the families, all the people that have been affected. And I really commend the president and commend Governor Abbott for their heartfelt response to this tragedy, along with the logistics of dealing with it. But I think this is going to create a real dialogue on how we look at what flood zones are, what the zoning implications are, and how we look at deferred maintenance and other issues that could affect these types of tragedies for, hopefully being prevented in the future.
I worked in Texas earlier in my career. I know Texans are a resilient bunch. Are you confident that Texas will bounce back? Obviously not forgetting the loss, but will improve, fix what needs to be fixed, and be better than ever.
Texas is going to bounce back stronger than ever. It's in the DNA of Texans, builders, fighters, believers, and most importantly, individuals with faith.
Ari Rastegar, thank you so much for your time. Great to have you. I hope you'll come back.